Law firms and insurance companies dominate a list of companies outside the media who are linked to rogue private investigators. The investigators were jailed for illegally obtaining information. The list has now been passed to the Home Affairs Select Committee, but the names remain secret. Well, our UK editor, Lucy Manning, joins me live now. Once upon a time, it was just journalists. Now it's a whole lot of other people.
Well, potentially, yes. What we've got today is a list of companies, businesses, some individuals potentially, who were using private investigators linked to potentially dodgy practices. That's getting information through things like hacking and blagging. And four private investigators were convicted last year for this. But this list goes a lot wider. MPs were given it by the Serious Organised Crime Agency. MPs wanted to, in effect, name and shame, tell us exactly which companies were on this list. But the police weren't keen because they're still looking into this. So what we've got is a breakdown of the type of companies that were using private investigators who are linked to these potentially corrupt practices. And what we've got, a list of 100-odd companies, 22 law firms, 10 insurance firms, 8 financial services, 2 celebrities. And there has been criticism that while the police have poured resources into getting on top of the issue of journalists who were hacking and using private investigators, that they haven't done the same for businesses as well. And this is what the MP who's been spearheading this has had to say about it all.
If the work of the private investigator has resulted in illegality and the instructing client knew about it, that's a very serious matter and that will have to be investigated by the police. But at the moment, we don't know that that's happened.
And the Home Secretary has been talking about private investigators this morning.
Well, the Home Secretary has announced that private investigators will now have to be licensed, that they will be regulated, they will have to be trained, checked for criminal convictions. There is a worry that they have been able to get away with some quite corrupt practices, some of them, and she's determined to clamp down on that.
Lucy, thank you very much.